Hey everybody, Dr. Nick here, and as we charge into the year 2024, I wanted to create a video that just tells a little bit about how our office is different from maybe an experience you had in a previous chiropractic office. And I believe if you would come into our office and you'd interview all the people coming in and out of the office on a daily basis, you would find that a lot of patients that come in, when most people think of chiropractic care, they think of back pain and neck pain and stuff. Well, if you'd ask about 80% of our patients why they came into our office, a lot of them are going to say something not even related to back pain at all. It's going to be, well, my, digestive issues I came in for. I heard that they could help with my digestion, or, my kid was having trouble sleeping, or my son had ADHD, or my daughter was having migraines, or, my little baby was having ear infections, or you name it. And the reason why we get the results that we do, it's not some magic like chiropractic voodoo thing that somebody might be inclined to think. It's because we are giving each patient a care plan that is structured specifically for them. And this care plan is not designed for how many visits we think it's going to take for their symptom to go away. All those symptoms I just listed, it's not for that purpose. The purpose of the care plan is what can we do as chiropractors to balance and improve the function of their nervous system. Now, if you think about, and we've done many videos on this in the past, but as a chiropractor, we are a neurologically focused chiropractic office. So our objective here is not to crack and crunch bones till your back feels better. We are assessing the function of the nervous system. And since we know that the central nervous system controls every single thing in our body, if we can balance the nervous system, if we can improve the way that is functioning, then that's when you're going to see all those other things we just mentioned start to get better. Sleep, digestion, immune systems, migraines, headaches, allergies, all these different things, because we are improving the function of the nervous system. Not because we're treating symptoms, we are addressing the nervous system. So that's one of the biggest things in our office that sets us apart is we are not here to crack your back until your neck feels better and then tell you to come back whenever it hurts again. We are here to assess the function of the nervous system, and we do that by insight scans. We have scans and technology in our office that measure the function of the nervous system, the musculoskeletal system, and how the nervous system is handling and adapting to the stresses of life. And the stresses of life are at an all-time high. From the existence of humans till now, this is the most amount of stress that our bodies have been under. Not only emotional stress, work and COVID and all these, different things, but chemical stress. We are bombarded with all different types of chemical stress and physical stress, sitting at computers and posture and all these different things. And now is the biggest time that chiropractic care has ever been needed, more so than ever. And quite frankly, it's taking more care than ever to get our bodies able to adapt to those stressors. But we'll talk about that later. So everyone gets a structured care plan, whether you're a baby or you're an adult, you're getting a care plan in our office, and that's where the magic is made. Secondly is we have a lot of patients that come in that have no symptoms. They don't have any issues at all. No pain, no back pain, no issues. And the reason for that is because that patient has went through a care plan, or maybe they came in initially and didn't have any issues, but they just know that chiropractic care is beneficial for their overall health and wellness. But every patient has been through a care plan and they've transitioned to what we call wellness care. And that's really where our body is able to get momentum going down the road. And it's not the flashiest, fanciest part of care. It's not the part of care where people are like, oh my gosh, my kid slept through the night last night. But it's where we keep the nervous system balanced and able to adapt and improve throughout the stages of life, throughout the stresses of life. Whether you're a kid and you're going through developmental stages, or you're an adult and you're going through the everyday stresses of life, wellness care is where it's at. And I adjust my family every single week at least. I adjust our staff every single week at least. I've been adjusted my whole life every single week at least. And I've just seen, and my wife and Dr. Tara, we've seen the benefits of regular chiropractic care, weekly, biweekly care, and we see it within our patients as well. So our biggest goal is to give that to as many families and kids as we have, and as many families and kids as we can in this area. So that is one thing that a lot of people don't realize, is that the majority of patients that come in our door, they are wellness patients. They are on wellness and they have no symptoms, yet they come in every week to keep their nervous system balanced and functioning optimally. Um, Dr. Tara and I have been through hundreds and hundreds of hours of additional chiropractic training, in particular for pediatrics and pregnancy and family wellness care. So all of these things that we've learned, not only from our own experience, like I just talked about, but from external sources, from continuing education classes and all those things, is just an added layer of why we're so passionate about seeing kids and seeing families. Another subgroup of patients that we see a lot of are athletes. I see a lot of people, and sometimes people will comment that they, see a sports chiropractor or something like that. And I can tell you that I see MMA fighters, I see baseball players, football players, wrestlers, gymnasts, volleyball players, and so forth. And I myself wrestled my whole life and played sports. And I can't imagine to think how people go through those sports. CrossFit is another one. I see a ton of CrossFit athletes, and don't get adjusted. And don't get adjusted regularly, because those sports, even though while they are a great thing, they take a toll. They are stressful on our body physically and neurologically. And to keep the body balanced, to keep the range of motion and the nervous system balanced, really helps an athlete excel at their sport and recover from their sport and prevent injuries, not only short term, but long term. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a dad, in their 40s, tell me how they'd love to play softball or they'd love to play flag football or whatever. Their body can't do it anymore because they're getting old. Well, it's not because they're getting old. It's because they did that for 30 years without taking care of their body back then, and then their body got to the point where they said, "Hey, we can't do this anymore," right? So I can't stress enough how taking care of young adult athletes and kids as athletes really pays dividends down the road. And adjusting, really, when I'm adjusting athletes and taking care of them, not only are we clearing out their nervous system, but we're adjusting their extremities too. That's a huge one. If you're a baseball player, you're constantly using that shoulder, that elbow. Volleyball players, you're constantly kind of in this forward hunched over, position. Soccer players, you're running around, basketball players, all that. Adjusting the extremities really makes a difference too, because those things take a beating as well as you're going out through your sports. So we adjust a ton of extremities, especially with athletes, and we just have such great results with it. So that's another thing. So the last thing that I want to talk about that's a little bit different in our office is sometimes their experience in a chiropractic office is, an hour-long visit where you're getting muscle therapy, tractioning, you're putting on a traction table, you're sitting on a ball where you're doing this type of thing, and all those things are great, and there's a time and a place for that. But my job, I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a occupational therapist. My job is to find and correct subluxation, find and correct and balance a patient's nervous system. And that is the thing that we are the best at, and that is the thing that we find helps patients the most in terms of what we can provide. So a visit in our office is not an hour-long process. You're here about 5 minutes, and that's about how long the adjustment takes. And that is a good thing, right? If I'm seeing athletes and they are experiencing tremendous results, or I'm seeing a baby or I'm seeing an adult and they're getting tremendous results, better than anything they've ever gotten in another office, and yet they only spend 5 or so minutes with an adjustment. Isn't that a good thing? Like, do patients want to spend a longer time? Would a patient rather spend an hour to get as good or less results when they could be here for 5 minutes and get done what I need to get done and then move on and go about their day. So sometimes when people think of it through the lens of, well, the visit only takes a couple minutes, that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing, right? Why would you want to spend? If I could go to the dentist and they tell me, hey, listen, Nick, we can give you the best care that is possible for your cleaning and your oral health. But instead of it taking an hour, it's only going to take 5 minutes. Sign me up. I would love that, right? So the point is that each adjustment in our office is very short. It's very quick. And it's very good. And each adjustment we want to be a little bit different. If a patient comes in and I'm just doing the same adjustment every single time, or you come in and it's all right, lay on your left side, lay on your right side, give me a couple cracks up the mid back. All right, let me crack your neck to the left, crack it to the right. If that's your experience at your chiropractic office right now, I would look elsewhere, because that means that, number one, nothing is changing, right? The doctor is finding the same thing over and over again. And number two, nothing's changing for you. So if you're wondering why you're still having the issues that you're having, it's because you're just getting the same old thing over and over again. There's no interrupt to that pattern of stress in the nervous system. So in our office, each adjustment is different. I want to be finding different things to adjust. I want to be finding different things different ways to adjust, because that means that there's adaptation. Your nervous system is adapting to what we're doing. So all those things we just mentioned are a little peek inside of what makes our office a little bit different, and how we get the results that we do. So if you have any questions or you have any additional comments that you'd like to reach out to us, that we'd be more than happy to answer. But we hope and we pray that the year 2024 is the best year yet for you and your family's health, and we can't wait to be a part of that here at Central Family Chiropractic.